Hi everyone, welcome to iFashy. In today's tutorial, we'll be teaching us how to attach your invisible bonings to your corset. The first thing we're going to do is to iron out your sewing allowance, and then we have our lining piece and main fabric, and for the bonings we have the plastic bone and the sewable bone. Ordinarily, we will just sew down our sewing allowance and insert the plastic bonings inside, but with that we're going to have stitches showing on the outside. Just like you see me doing, you stitch down your sewing allowance and then you insert your boning inside of this sewing allowance that you just stitched. But with doing this, you're going to have stitches on the outside of your fabric. We don't want to do that here because we're working with a plain fabric. So to insert your boning invisibly, you're going to open up the sewing allowance that you ironed, then place your sewable bone on it like this, and then you make a stitch all the way down. If you're wondering which side of the sewable boning to stitch, you can just go ahead and iron it out to be straight before you do it so that you don't get confused. It doesn't really matter. So after stitching it down on one side, you go ahead and stitch down the second side. And if you notice, I left 0.5 allowance on the upper part and on the down part that I will use to turn my lining. And after doing this, you can see that the outside part of our corset is very neat. And if you feel like this sewable bone is too weak, it cannot hold you, you're going to insert your plastic boning inside of the sewable bone that you just stitched. But to do this, you have to make sure that your plastic boning size is smaller than the sewable boning so that you have enough space for it to enter. Now you can see that we have the boning inserted and then the outside of our corset is very neat. So I'm going to do this on all of this sewing allowance and you have something like this. We've attached all of our bonings and then I also added the plastic boning inside of the sewable bone. So I'm just going to go ahead now and turn this my corset with my lining, and then we have our corset. It is very beautiful, neat on the outside and on the inside. The full detailed tutorial on how we drafted and sewed this corset is on iFashy YouTube channel. Kindly search iFashy on YouTube and you get to see the drafting, the sewing and the beading of these corsets. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.